You see, if you don't have an idea in you about the purpose of life, you won't have a meaningful existence. You'll be wondering why I'm here, how I'm created, what is the purpose I'm created, what is the meaning, what is the reason. So these questions have to be answered. Now,
I'm sure these questions arise at some point in people's lives.
why? See, yeah? It works on the on the fact and theory of the hierarchy of needs.
Oh.
Know what is the hierarchy of needs? The different needs in your life. The basic one is what? Food and shelter.
Food, yeah.
Food and shelter.
Right.
So that you can survive and you can live in a safe place.
Right.
So that is the first one. What is that?
I don't know. Companionship, maybe. I don't know. Food, shelter, other human beings, I don't know.
So that is one. Then you have the social needs. The social needs are a family, community. You cannot live alone. Man doesn't live alone.
I mean,
no man is an island.
I mean, no, with so many people on Earth, it's inevitable at this point.
What I mean is, we are social beings. We are social beings.
Right.
So the social need comes.
Right.
Need to associate, a community, to love a family. So that is social needs.
But is that there's not like a basic need? Food and shelter, you can say, okay, we need this.
No, you also need this. No man can live alone. They need others. We are a community. We are not like one fella can survive, no.
Right.
So social needs.
Right.
Okay? You work, you associate, no? You help, somebody helps you, all these are social needs.
Right.
Okay? So we have the physical needs, food, shelter, social needs. The other one?
I think I don't know, spiritual, I guess.
Transcendence. That is the spiritual need, we call it.
Right.
Now, spiritual need, what do you need?
God.
Meaning.
Meaning, okay.
That's why meaning and purpose comes.
Right.
Spiritual needs. So, if you have the first one, the basic physical needs, then the social, emotional and all that comes within the social. But spiritual?
Okay, let me understand this hierarchy. Is this something that human beings have come up with? Or is this like something that is like very natural for every human being?
Naturally, you evolve like that with the needs.
Right, we just born and then we just
Yes.
discover and we need.
Yes. Social need. So spiritual need, that's where comes what is the purpose of life. You must know. That satisfies the spirit. Once you know it, your spiritual need is satisfied. So you are already the three base, all the needs are already satisfied. So you feel meaningful. Life is meaningful. I know why I exist.
Okay, wait. Let me just like put it in this one, because there are people that don't live long enough to understand and need this. You know, right? Like, you know, babies die like at a young age. They don't reach to a point where they feel like, oh, I need a spiritual meaning in my life. Like their life is only 2 years. You understand?
That I'm talking about a majority of the people. Those who die of accident, you know, sickness, all that.
So this is if you have lived long enough to
you have to know.
kind of know.
Sometimes prematurely, leave them alone. You can't.
But doesn't that...
Say you're born, you're dead.
Hmm.
I became sick as a kid, you died. You feel accident, you died.
But doesn't these things influence our understanding of meaning in life?
Help.
Doesn't it influence the understanding of us, understanding the meaning of life?
To some extent.
Right. Because you have to question, like, okay, I am privileged enough to live this long to eventually ask the question of what is the meaning of life. But then there are like these people on earth which are also human beings.
That is kind of premature. Leave them alone. See the majority. Don't look at the exceptions.
It's like some sort of...
You're always tending to look at the exceptions. One side here, all the things, you know, more like the nihilistic thing. You don't believe anything. You don't think there is anything, you know, meaningful in life. That's called nihilism.
But isn't that also... That's why I'm saying, I mean, I question that.
No, that's why in this normal distribution curve of human population, they come as the
exception.
No.
But we cannot just put that aside.
No,
right?
no. They are there.
That's what I mean.
But they are the small group.
I mean, I question it, Acha.
Just like LGBT. How many percent? 3 to 5%?
Yeah, but doesn't that influence the
I'm
understanding
telling,
of life?
in the normal curve, they are on small, not the majority.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Doesn't it influence?
We have to look into it, but it's not the majority. The majority only determines. You look from that. Humanity. Remember I told you the other day, humanity will still go. Some of the exceptions will be, you know.
But even in humanity, everything that is started off as an exception, small groups, and then they kind of become majority, right?
I don't think so.
No? There will always like, okay, if we talk about the LGBT, it's like there's be man and women, and then there will be all the others. But men and women will forever be majority.
You have to look back and see, civilization. Okay. So,
fine.
Meaning and purpose of life. What is the purpose of life?
What is the purpose of life?
Purpose of life is to know that you are created first. And there is a power that has created you. That's why in the obligatory prayer, what do you say?
To know and to worship Thee.
I testify at this moment to my powerlessness to Thy might, to my poverty to Thy will. So that is the first. So that is why the Prophet revealed this, to keep you consciously aware that you are a creation. And you have to know that there is a creating power which has created you. You must be conscious of it. So it makes sense.
Very questionable. What is the significance?
Significance must know who you are, what you are.
By knowing that something created
Who
me.
you are, what you are, how you are, what all this you must understand. And you can only understand if you know somebody has created you with the power. Okay. So I say to myself, what's the purpose of life? I understand I am created by a supreme creative power. So you become aware you are a creation. You are a created one. Okay. So the meaning is, okay, I am created. Then
Okay, wait. So, let's say I'm God and I create a human. Now, the purpose of this human is to know that I created this
that
human.
is one only. The other purposes, oh.
No, wait. No, you understand.
What God said, I love creation, therefore I created thee. And there's a love factor coming. Second reason,
Ajay, you still haven't answered the question.
okay, good. You can keep on thinking, but the fact remains we are created, okay?
Okay, fine, but I'm talking about the purpose of why we're created, right?
The prayer says, I have created thee to know God.
To know
He is a
and to
creator.
worship God.
Yes. You cannot think, ask all kinds of questions, no problem. But the fact remains that we are created by one God.
If God created me to know Him and worship Him, then why He give me the consciousness to do so many other things than that? Why did He also give me the consciousness?
No. He created you and gave you the power, the will, the power to learn, the power to progress and develop.
Why don't He just create me like, let's say, like a flower where I'm just there, let's say like a sunflower, and then I'm just focusing on the sun every day, just like God, worship, and then die.
That is the evolution of life from simple to a more complex and more complex.
Why give us that when you only want us to know you and worship you?
And also progress and learn.
That's very weird.
Okay. Put a question and leave it at that. Then that is what the prophets, ready to know the emotion. They asked Abdul Baha, what is the purpose of life? What do you think he answered?
To know God? I don't know.
Said, having known the purpose God has created, next thing is, he said, the purpose of life is to acquire virtues. This I'm telling you.
Oh my God.
This is what Abdul Baha said. Acquire virtues. That means you progressively become better and better and better and better.
Okay, then why give us the power to not have virtues or go against virtues?
No. The whole thing is inside there. Abdul Baha is explaining the details of it. Okay? Acquire virtues, so you become a good, nice, helpful person. Then they ask Shoghi, what is the purpose of life? What do you think he answered?
To build Mount Carmel.
No, true. They asked him.
What did he say?
What did he say? Now your purpose is the work for the unity of mankind. See, that is your purpose now.
So you're trying to say that purpose evolves?
from the basic and evolves. But the basic is still there. Even when you're acquiring virtues, you still know
Like worshipping God.
you are created.
Right.
And then having acquired virtues, you become an instrument to
Right.
unite the human race.
Which is also
So when
worshipping
these
God.
three things actually is one big answer for purpose, but it's given in according to the stage and time and the level of progress. So now we are accepting the faith, accepting God,
Right.
acquiring virtues is
Right.
an exercise to improve the quality, goodness.
Mm.
And then once you acquire that, then you work for the unity of mankind. So if you ask me, I say yes. These are the three things in the major question of meaning of life and purpose.
Okay, but like let me speak for like a human being that just a human being, like why am I given so many other powers to go against this purpose? So many other things I can do to not be virtuous, to not know and worship God, to not work on the unity of mankind. Why? Why, if the purpose of human beings being created is to just worship, get virtues, unite mankind, but then so many other things we're doing against it?
That one, all the secondary things, which will be added to you as secondary things. I'm talking about a primary thing. You have to learn, you have to go to school.
It
But
doesn't
still
make
it's
sense.
connected to this.
Okay, no, let's say, put an example, right? Let's say I create a laptop, right? But the laptop can hang. The laptop can like not work at some time. Why? Why, if my purpose is to make this, to just know me and worship me, why I create
Because-
something that has flaw?
Because it is still work in progress. It's not perfect. Imperfect. It cannot get better. How we started?
That means God, like, He couldn't create something that is perfect. Oh. Why God cannot create something that is perfect?
Then there's nothing to do. After that, zero. Once you create perfect thing, nothing else.
Yeah, why not?
That's why I
Why
say.
not? Why not? Look at sunflowers, right? They just worship the
Hey, come
sun
on,
and
no.
die.
Sunflowers, you have to seeds, you have to grow, you have to have the sun and all that.
Yeah, but they don't like, create poison.
They are in the kingdom of plants, where they move.
I'm putting this as an example.
Yeah,
Yeah, but why
kingdom of
don't
plants, they cannot move.
It seems like it's a game almost. It seems like I want to see what can happen. God is creating man, and then it's like, okay, let's see how far and how long this will go. I will put prophets every 1,000 years to guide you and see how much you can mess up.
What else can you say?
If the purpose is to know and worship and be virtuous and unity, which is also a virtue.
Okay, well, that's good enough.
Yeah,
the
but-
others are all secondary things only.
Yeah, but it's still there. It's still there.
I told you hierarchy of needs, right? So, food, you have to know. You
Yeah,
have
but
to work.
it's still there. Whether it's secondary or not, it's still there, which can mess up the virtues, the understanding of God.
It won't mess up.
Well, look at the world, Acha.
That's why you only look at the negative side of things.
I mean,
You
because
must look into the positive side of things.
yes, I am obviously. I mean, I know, I believe, and also I am like virtuous. I believe in unity. I don't believe in like trying to create wars and
Because
things.
we are work in progress, we are not
Yeah,
perfect.
but as a human being, we have this in us, which is like we're not perfect. Why would God create something that is not perfect? What does that mean?
He is creating. His creation is not complete. It is on the way. Yes, you are seeing.
So you're saying, okay, so you're saying
Okay,
there is
to create the purpose thing, you're going through the process, and you are seeing here and say why it's not.
Okay, so you're saying there's perfection in the future.
Yeah.
You're saying there is perfection in the
It may be a moving target, but definitely we are moving towards that.
What? So sounds like a movie now.
Don't get confused with the process.
But no, if you're saying this, so what's the end goal? That we all gonna be eventually united and virtuous human beings, and then we know God. Then we all gonna be like, okay, one day, one human is gonna be born and just no flaws. We just okay, we know God. We worship everybody on earth. No wars, no fighting.
You may go into a different dimension after that. Now we're only on the 6th, 7th. You may go into other time travel, moving in time. Don't know what all will happen.
You're saying it's a moving target, Cha.
Yeah.
Perfection is a moving target. So.
But you're getting better and better. Don't forget.
Yeah, but not perfect. Getting better still means it's like there is still nonsense in there. That's still like badness, flaw in the system, everything. Yeah. So it's.
So why are you focusing on the bad?
Yeah, but what does that mean?
I mean, why are you focusing on that?
What you look at the whole thing from zero to perfection.
So you say there are some, but still the process is going on.
Yeah, but it's already like it's first of all it's so long. Earth is how many billion
What
years?
so long?
So long. Earth how many billion years? We live how long? Generations of generations.
It is only long for us.
Yeah, but it's like almost like
for God it's nothing.
For one human life, it's like a game. We don't even.
You are looking at like you are not looking at a human.
Yeah, we don't even know what's going to happen in the future, Cha. Did God even mention the end goal of this all? Did He mention what is the end goal? Did He mention that it's going to be perfection in the future? That one also we don't know.
Not sure.
Yeah, we don't know.
So what do you do?
Yeah.
What do you do? What do you do? You don't know what to do. One thing you know, you are getting a bit better. That's good enough. So we feel better. Society feels better a bit compared to before. And we are moving on somehow.
Because there is an exception, I cannot put it in my head that this is God's creation. Because we come with flaws, actual flaws, that I cannot put in my head that God created this.
Then who created?
No, yeah, God created it. But why create this? Why don't create something that is good enough for us to know and worship Him, be virtuous?
That's what we don't understand God. Why He did and all that is not still within our knowledge.
You think
just
we
like
on the future?
Einstein said, I wish I knew the mind of God.
Exactly.
We don't know. But it is the thing which is happening.
You are in a space of like acceptance of like, okay, this
Oh,
is
no,
what it
what
is.
is better? Tell me something else better. At least accept that the creator and
yeah, but I also can argue that it's natural for us to grow. It's natural for us to grow, and even if I don't do anything, I'm still growing.
Yeah.
Which is I'm getting better.
You are doing many things.
I'm growing taller. I'm like growing bigger. My mind is becoming bigger.
That's progress. That is progress.
Yeah, but it's like that's natural. I don't have to do anything. Also, I'll become in a way better.
You have to eat, learn, understand
which
things.
Is by nature.
Work, earn money. Hey, don't say you're not doing anything. Nobody is.
Which is like, it's by nature at this point. It's by nature. Yeah, it's by nature. You are growing. I mean, you are getting more knowledge by nature. Even if you sit down you sit down outside every day, so you're still growing. I mean, you are gonna get hungry.
You have to eat, you have to learn.
Yeah, you are gonna get hungry and you try to eat stuff and whatever. You're growing. So becoming better is like a natural thing.
You can take it, but God is nature. His nature, you accept His nature. That's why they're nature worshippers. At least you have some idea of meaning and purpose of your life.
But we don't question why God did this.
That is something you can keep on asking. It will be a figment of your imagination. You are trying to understand God.
I think in the faith also it says, to know the Creator, you must study the creation. Right? Right? So this is me studying the creation.
We are studying creation.
Yeah. And what do we learn out of the creation? That we are not perfect. Literally.
I told you, we work in progress and not perfect. But we are moving, improving.
But also, it is the question of what is perfection. That is also another thing. What is perfection?
It is an ideal state of mind. An ideal.
For you. As an individual. For you.
Yeah, you can have your own.
And that's why. So it goes what is perfection?
You can have your purpose and not have, but whatever you think and do, there must be progress. Must be improvement. It mustn't damage society, individual. Well, it's like that, but some people think God is like that, some people God is like this. But on the whole, you see, humanity, there is an inner urge to feel better, to feel happier, to feel secure, to feel united.
Subjective, very subjective. Very subjective. If you ask the Taliban, they'll say blowing up a building makes them happier. Happier. Subjective. Don't.
Subjective, yes, because you are work in progress. But we have created certain values and standards to see which is really good, which is progressive, which is still backward. Okay?
Why God just never create a spiritual being from the beginning?
He is in the process of creating. Don't get confused with the process and what.
Why is it necessary for us to have a process?
That is how it is. That is how it is.
I will question that.
You can question, but it is still going on. You see, like
Which is
the fellow who talks about nihilism, Nietzsche, his name is Nietzsche. Is that what all is nonsense like?
What is nihilism? What is the meaning of nihilism?
Nihilism means you just don't believe anything, right? Good values. I think this world is all zero. I mean, not good.
Right.
Okay, all these what we think, like the values we have, all is not correct like that. That is nihilism.
Right.
But there's only a few fellows who think like that.
Yeah, but we have to be aware, right? I was listening to a talk of this one Baha'i professor, and he was saying Shoghi Effendi reads 4 newspapers a day to be aware of everything,
Yeah.
either good or bad, that's going on in the world. So that's what I'm doing here.
We know what is bad, what is good. But we must accept what we call the common values, not the exceptions.
I would say when you say common, it's like what God has mentioned, lah. The values that God has
Good,
mentioned.
definitely there will be some place will break the rules and all that. But that small group,
Yeah, but we are human beings. We let's not even talk about other people. We ourselves make mistakes. We ourselves sometimes have bad intentions.
we are not perfect. We will make mistake, but there is something called quality in the mistake. How bad it is, how bad it's affecting individual, how bad it is damaging society. There's a qualitative factor. So as long you are generally okay, you accept values which we have accepted.
It just seems that God is not smart enough,
Or,
intelligent enough to create something to just be like, all right, man, worship me, know me, worship me.
that one very hard to say. Because we don't know where we are going and going and going. We don't know. We are just in the somewhere nearby and say we are trying to talk about home.
Yeah, but all of this comes with pain. All of this comes with pain, suffering, bad intentions, hurt people. It's such a cycle. All of this negativity.
That is the bad side of it, but it's not a major issue. It's controllable.
Well, we can do without it.
That's why
We can do without it. We can do without it.
maybe there's a purpose so that we can learn and see from that. I told you, through mistakes we learn. Oh, you do this,
Well, if you make our purpose intelligent enough, we don't have to learn.
Maybe we have not reached that stage yet. You're too early.
Why put us to pain and suffering so that we can learn? Just make us intelligent and spiritual enough, lah.
Then you'll be just like a robot.
Yeah, why not? What's wrong with that? At least we don't go to
You
pain and
cannot be
suffering.
a robot. Your human life, you got free will. You can create. You can
Why?
think.
Why give Adam the opportunity to taste the apple? Why? Why don't just give him the 5 cents and then worship God? Die like that. Why give us the opportunity to taste sweetness and then so nice and then fall into
That is
many
That's
negativity.
a symbolic story of 5 cents.
Yeah, but still,
It is part of human progress.
Yeah, why give us the 6 cents? Why? Why is that necessary? We can do without it,
Okay.
Yeah.
The animals. So you want to be just animals, you don't want to progress further.
Well, if it's to know God and worship God, sure, why not?
At least I told you the progressive thing that's happening. You're moving. Now the 6 cents. Soon the 7 cents will come. We don't know how. We can just disappear and be somewhere else. We don't know yet. Because we did not think at one time that we will have the 6 cents. You think the animal thought, one day we're going to be. So now 6 cents. Think there won't be another cent. So we are progressing.